Two big guys going at it, boy.
This is a big guy battle. Wow.
An advantage for the Ranger. Hckey had no helmet for Johnston, so those punches are going to hurt a little more when they land.
Let them go.
One guy 6'7". How big's Johnston? 6'5".
No, I think he's 6'7" also. Yeah, that's pretty good size. And
I think that's my favorite part. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. It's the Instigators Hockey Show. Paulie D, Chris Kotsopoulos is over there. He doesn't wear his shirt anymore. Also known as Kotzy. We got Ricky Dagoon right there at the bottom left-hand side. And as always, the mailman, Matty Lips.
What's going on, everybody?
Make sure you check out Hockey World Order, and you can see chirping with Lips, and Lips is chirping and chirping Lips everywhere. This guy is becoming a social media mogul.
Oh, I don't know about that, Paul. Come on now.
We're going to call, hey, Ricky, we're going to call him Matty Lips Clips.
Matty the Clips. That should be his little segment called Chap Lips.
Yeah. Chap Lips. First, let's get some business out of the way. Matty kind of got knocked out. We'll see what happens.
There he is.
But I want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Welcome to the 15th anniversary of the Instigators Hockey Show. And, of course, the big man had a birthday last week. Happy birthday, Cots. We love you, man. You're the best.
Yeah, 67 years.
Woo! Social Security, here we come, baby.
Oh, I've already got that year. I started that years ago. I'm not waiting till I die to get it.
Oh man!
Look, why would I do that? I took it years ago. At 62, I think.
And want to say welcome back, Beth. We missed you.
Yes.
We love you. We know you're going through a little hard time. You lost your little friend there, and we just want to tell you that we love you. And we're thinking about you. So thank you for all you do, too. You're fantastic. All right. All that out of the way, we got a lot to talk about. We missed a week due to, obviously, the holiday and a bunch of stuff. I had to do some traveling. Had a lot going on. So appreciate the patience. We'll talk New York Rangers in about 30, 35 minutes. We'll try to get everybody out of here in about an hour and a half or less. A lot going on around the league, and we'll go around. Everybody will have a little bit of a segment. Everybody will have their fair share. Couple injuries. Not going to talk about the Ranger game, but it looks like Tyler Seguin last night torn the ACL, right? Going to be out the rest of the year. I don't know if it was an ACL or an MCL, but from what I read today, he's done for the season, or at least what's left of it. There's some key components around the league with some injuries, and we'll probably talk about that. Obviously, going to talk about the league leaders. Lot to say about Big Mac out there in Colorado, man. 46 points, 22 goals. They're a scary team. Everything's. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, I think we're gonna have to start picking our favorites to really make a run this year. And obviously, between Dallas and Colorado, those are two really good teams. But we'll do that maybe later on. We'll do a segment.
Hey, Paulie, who did the Rangers beat last night?
The Dallas Stars.
That's right, because we're going to the Stanley Cup Finals.
We'll talk about it. Hey, let's get this thing kicked off. I want to start with Kotzy. Kotzy, we were talking previously before the show. A little stir in Canada. Why don't you talk about the Canadian stir?
Yeah, there's a lot of people up there getting ready to jump out of their apartments and commit suicide because as of now, you have one team in Canada only, one team only that is actually in a playoff spot.
Wow.
And that happens to be the Ottawa Senators because Montreal's taken a dump. The Leafs, Matt is probably happy to hear that. They've taken a dump. Vancouver's taken a dump. Calgary already, we know their problems in Edmonton. So, we're talking about like hockey crazed country more than any other country in the world, regardless of what we think down here. Canada's still the most hockey crazed country in the world. And for them to look at the standings today and see all their favorite teams other than the Ottawa Senators kind of shit in the bed right now. I mean, we can get into it big time here. I know we will, but I look at the league right now, and I'm going to bring it up right away. We missed a week, right?
Yeah.
A week before that, there were certain teams at the top, certain teams at the bottom. Well, that's all changed in 1 week, guys. It's all changed. You win 3 or 4 or 5 out of 5, you're on top again. You lose 3 or 4 out of 5, you're back in the shithole again. There's only one team that's dominant. Let's call it what it is. It's the Colorado Avalanche. Everybody else, you can give me the Dallas story. They took a shit earlier in the year. Now they're back. Winnipeg was at the top. They're down to the bottom now. I mean, it's a crazy league. I've never seen anything like this deep into the season. I don't know what you guys think, but you win 3 or 4 in a row, you're back in boot position. You lose 3 or 4, you're back in the bottom again. That's the way it's gone so far this
year. Yeah. Matty, why don't you pick this thing up, and then we'll go to the Goon.
Sure, sounds good. I mean, it gives me great pleasure because I know the former Maple Leaf over here is so upset that Toronto's not in the playoffs, like I predicted, although they did pick up a big win.
I'll bring up the Utah thing later, too, okay?
I'm not a Utah fan, man.
We can go back to the clip. I keep reminding you, Ricky, remember Utah's going to win the Stanley Cup, remember?
I never
He did. He said he would bet Utah if he had the money, he would have bet them to win the Cup.
That's
he did
right.
say that.
That's right. Anyhow, finish up your... Go ahead, finish.
Let's go here. All right, so I think it's a little interesting the Canadian team's not in playoffs right now. Obviously, a long way to go. But we look at last year. Last year, historically, the Canadian teams were very, very good. Like Calgary just missed the playoffs. They were tied with St. Louis with 96 points. Obviously, Edmonton went to the Stanley Cup Finals. Toronto went to the second round. Vancouver did miss the playoffs as well. But the Canadian teams were very, very good last year. The Canadian teams made the playoffs, and I don't think a Canadian team even picked top 10 last year. So they were good. And now we're looking at the complete opposite. Calgary's no good. Toronto's struggling. Edmonton's struggling. The Ottawa obviously lost to Chuck, and now Chuck's back. So it's interesting to see what teams will pick it up from here. I have faith in Ottawa. I liked Ottawa before more than Montreal to start the season, but Montreal's hit a little bit of a speed bump right here. This young team, you gotta wonder, maybe they overachieved a little bit last year. They played really well to start this year. I know Ricky, you were banging on the drum on them. Chicago also kind of took a step back. They were on a hot start. They kind of faded out a little bit too. So, like you said, it's a mosh pit right now. Everybody's right in there. A 5-game swing, one way or the other, can put you in second place, or it can put you in last. So, crazy.
You done yet?
Where you at, Rick?
Are you done saying I was banging the drum? Let me tell you something. 29 points is not bad for Montreal, okay? And I'm going to say this. Chicago Blackhawks hockey might be the second most exciting team to watch in this entire league. Win or lose, that team plays an amazing hockey game. 28 points right now also. I think they're about 14 points ahead of anywhere else anybody would have picked them. And another great job by you, Matty. I love busting your chops early on because it gets you fired up, but you do a good job with that. And you were all over Toronto, but you have to take ownership for your mammoth statement, please. You did say if you had the money, you would bet them to win the cup. So anyway, I'm going to go on a little talk here about what I think happened to Montreal. I think Montreal was being a bully in the National Hockey League. Montreal was beating teams up physically, and then the big guy in the block got his jaw rocked. And if you've noticed, ever since Wi-Fi got his jaw rocked in a couple games, the Montreal Canadiens have not had that edge. Okay, tonight he just had a really good fight with Lowry about 10 minutes ago, and the team's playing a better game tonight. but I think Montreal got kicked in the gut. And, sometimes you got to stand up to a bully team and see what happens. And I think Montreal did not respond well to watching their big tough guy get dropped on his ass twice in a matter of a week. The Chicago Blackhawks, I think it comes down to them. They've got one goaltender. When he's not playing, it's bad news. Same thing with Anaheim. Anaheim's goaltender's on the IR right now, which is a point I wanted to go to, guys. Again, right, guys? We talked about this 2 weeks. The injuries around the league right now are the most I think I've ever seen this early in the season. Yeah. This condensed schedule is causing havoc. I heard a general manager on the radio yesterday say that this time next year, teams would have played half the amount of games they're played right now. Wow. Think about that for a minute. Think about that. Let that sink in.
Interesting. That's very interesting. That's a great point, Ricky.
Can I jump in here? When did Chicago and Anaheim join Canada? That's what I want to know. We're talking about.
I don't care about Canada, Kotze. You're the only Canadian I like. I don't give a shit about Canada.
I don't give a flying fuck where you are either, Ricky. You're down there with the hillbillies and down in Tennessee.
I'm not from here. Don't blame that on me. I love you, Kotze.
We're talking about the Canadian teams.
Yeah, and I said I don't care about it.
That was my thing, not yours.
And I agree with everything you said. What are you talking about?
Chicago and Anaheim. We can bring that in later.
I have something to talk about the Canadian teams. Listen.
But what is there to say, Kotze? 5 of them suck, and one of them's playing decent, and one's okay.
But why do they suck besides your Montreal and your tough guy there? I'll tell you why they suck. Rutherford's doing a shit job in Vancouver. Edmonton still doesn't understand they need a goddamn goaltender. Okay? And Winnipeg, they got Hellebuck back. Maybe that'll help them. The Leafs think they're going to go on the road, this road trip, which they won last night, by the way, over, let's see, the last place Florida Panthers. They are the worst team in the league right now.
Yeah.
You guys know that other than Nashville? They're the worst team in the league.
They're not worse than Calgary. Come on.
Right now, they got 25 points.
Yeah.
Florida's not in a good spot right now, but they're going to get some players back.
Come on, let's be fair.
This is what I'm saying to you. I'm just trying to say to you guys that it flip-flops from week to week now. This is the most inconsistent year of hockey that I have seen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
There's only been, I'll say it again for the 1,000th time, there's only one dominant team right now. It's Colorado. The rest, I don't trust any of the other teams right now. I don't trust them.
Listen, the main reason that there's so much inconsistency right now is goaltending. Goaltending, this is the first year in 30 years, I've said it before, that
it's terrible.
It's sub 900 save percentage around the league.
Goaltending is not as good. 884 or something like that.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, 30 years. I mean, that's right around when you were still playing, Kotze. That's how long we're talking.
Wasn't I just talking about goaltending? You got yelled at?
Our goalies were athletic. They just weren't big. They had to actually move. Now today they're so huge they can't even move.
No, listen. The goaltending, the skill in this league has gotten so good that goaltending has become, I don't want to say obsolete, but the goaltending hasn't caught up to the skill that is going on in the league. These guys are so fast, they're so skilled, and it's becoming a problem. And you go to
wait to expansion. Wait to expansion. What are you going to do then? We're going to have 10-8 games again.
I mean, when you go to 36 teams and you're going to talk about 8-7 is going to be score. You're going to see an 8-7 score every night. That's what.
Listen, we're watching it in New York right now with the Rangers. Quick is out. They have to play Shesterkin every game. God forbid anything happens to this guy right now. This organization is worse shape than they are in already, and I don't want to start on the Rangers. I'm just talking goaltending. You got the kid out. What's his name, Matty, out in Anaheim? Drizel, however you pronounce it. He's injured, and they're just flopping now because they can't keep the puck out of their net.
Ricky, you're the goaltending guru, and I give you credit for that. The rumor up north, again, I'm going to Canada, is Edmonton might be thinking about picking up Jari from Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
I heard that too.
Yeah, he's the leader. I heard that, and did you hear that they don't want neither goaltender? They want to pull a Colorado, and they want to revamp the entire crease before the All-Star break. The Olympic break. They want both goalies out. They want to bring in 2 NHL goalies. And that's a big if, and that's a big get if they do it. That's a major shakeup in the room. And Pittsburgh taking Skinner back would just be doing them a favor. So we'll see what happens.
I don't know. Skinner at $2.8 million. I mean, again, I don't think Skinner's a Vezina winner, but I think Skinner would do better. Not necessarily Pittsburgh, but I think Skinner would do okay in Nashville.
Oh, listen, I think Skinner has the Canadian pressure on him. I mean, I don't know what it's like. Kotze could tell you about that, but the media in Canada is all over that poor guy. I mean, he gives up one bad goal and he sucks, and his goals against average is .287. I mean, like, that's not fair.
Well, let's be honest, right? McDavid and Draisaitl, whenever you have a team and you don't win, they're not going to blame McDavid and Draisaitl. Just like they're always going to find something. Just like Toronto, they never really blamed Matthews for the shortcoming. They blamed Marner. They blame goaltending. They're not ever going to blame the Stars. When Sidney Crosby didn't win for years, it was Marc-Andre Fleury is not good enough in net, and then they won back-to-back after they won one cup, and it was almost 10 years later before they won their next cup. They never hold the Stars accountable. Nathan McKinnon and Makar, they won the championship in Colorado in 2022. And since then, are you blaming them? Now, listen, whenever you have star players like that, they're going to hold somebody else accountable. They're not going to hold the Stars accountable. Even if you talk basketball, it's never LeBron James' fault when he doesn't win. So I think for Skinner right now, if he goes into a situation that he can just kind of be there and do his thing, he might be all right. I think he's probably a little better than people think, but I think there's just a horrible defense in Edmonton. And with McDavid and Draisaitl, they're going to point the finger at someone, and it's not going to be Bouchard or Nurse. Unfortunately, it's him.
There's no way the Edmonton Oilers can continue on this route. And like you guys were talking about, the media, the hype, everything, you got the greatest player playing there. There's no way that they're going to get away with not making a deal for goaltending, because that has been the Achilles heel. They've got to get a goaltender. Right now. They got to make a deal.
Somebody's going to – listen, I'm going to predict this real quick. If somebody wants to jump in, and by someone, I'm saying a Canadian team. Kotze, I'm going along with your theme here because I love the team. I think Ottawa is going to make a splash in net, and it's going to come out of nowhere because I think Ottawa realizes they don't have the goaltending to go deep into a playoff. They've got great physical forwards. They've got a second center. Matty's been all over that. This team is a good hockey team, again, that I think they're questionable in net. And the same thing in Montreal. Montreal's not tested in the net either. You got guys that came up and were 10-0 in their career.
Montreal's had problems with their goaltending this year, too. They've been on Montebau's case and everything else. I agree, Ricky, right now, if you ask me, there's only really one great goaltender up north of the border. That's Hellebuck when he's healthy. That's it. The rest of the teams, they're NHL caliber, but they're not game winners. How's that?
No, I mean,
Joseph Woll is bad in Toronto.
So I think a team is going to jump Edmonton here. I think Edmonton, this is something I don't understand. Kotze, maybe you know more about this than I do. I don't know. I never worked in the league, although I am the consigliere of James Dolan. Why do teams wait to the halfway point of the season or to the All-Star break is usually when the big trades are made? If I'm a general manager and I run very high-end baseball in my life, I've coached as high as college baseball. If I look at a weakness on my team, I want to correct it as fast as possible. Exactly. I don't want to go another 10 games. What is up with that with the NHL where we go, well, we're going to, look at the situation. We're going to do this. Make the fix as fast as you can because you're leaving the door open for somebody to come in and steal Jarry. Edmonton targeted this guy. It's been in their paper that the trade was made last week and then something happened and they pulled it off the table. What are you waiting for? Make the trade.
They don't want to set the market. That's why. Because the team that makes the first trade usually sets the market.
Matty, I get you. I understand that. But I'm saying you're also running the risk of somebody coming in and stealing your guy.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But then you also run the risk of overpaying.
And at this rate, Matty, you said something 3 weeks ago that's been on my mind for 3 weeks. The Rangers, if this guy comes back and is anywhere near the player he was before he was injured, we're guaranteed a number one for Quick at the deadline. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, why wouldn't somebody ask the Rangers about Jonathan Quick for a nice
That's
fit?
right. He just said
that's where I was going to go. Do you think that – okay, here's the first question.
I think Quick would be an upgrade on probably almost every team up in Canada except for Winnipeg.
All right, so let's go Edmonton. Obviously, Quick would probably be interested. I would think he would because
I don't think he goes to Edmonton. I don't. And the only reason I
this
say
team
that,
is a
Paulie,
contender to win, though.
he's
You
rooted
gotta-
his
you gotta
family
put him
so
up there.
deep in the metropolitan area right now. His family's back home where he grew up. His kids are going to school in New York. I could see him going New York up, maybe Montreal, Ottawa. I don't see him going west.
But it's a possibility.
But
Well,
here's
anything's a
the question:
possibility, for sure.
Can he handle? Would he be able to handle the load? Okay, you got to think. I mean, what's he playing? I mean, he would have to put on some games. He'd put on a lot more games than he has in the last couple of years. Not that he can't do it, but is he going to be as effective? And like, I guess the answer, you guys feel like he would go. Do you feel like he'd be willing to do that? Is his Matty, do you know, does his contract hold any no movements or anything like that?
I don't think so,
No.
but I also think at 40 years old, Hall of Famer, best American goalie of all time, I think they would obviously give him the respect of, hey, is this your last season? Do you want to try to win a fourth cup?
Exactly.
We could send you this and that. I mean, I
Right.
can't see. I mean, you never know Chris Drury. I mean,
And Matty, on that, a goaltender like Quick right now, trust me, when he's in practice and he's playing that night, he knows he's playing the next game. He don't get a lot of work. He'll get a lot of like breaks, like, you know what I mean, not practice too hard so you can get ready for the game. That's the way it works with goaltenders, guys.
Kotze, let me ask you a question.
Game nights, they know they're going to play. So that warm up in the morning, that practice the day before is not too harsh on them. Trust me.
Hey, Kotze, do you think this is a playoff quality goalie? I'm just going to read a stat. 20 games played, 10 wins, 10 losses, 305 average, and an 874 goals against. Would you go into playoffs with that goaltender? Confidently, I'm saying.
No.
That's Ottawa's situation right now. That's Allmark.
I think, if you were the Edmonton Oilers from the 80s, I would say yes for sure.
Well, Grant Fuhr, the greatest line ever. I might give up 7, but when we score 8, they're not scoring again. That was their philosophy.
His exact quote to me, Ricky, at a golf tournament back in the 80s, I asked him, I said, Grant, what makes a good goaltender? He goes, I don't know for sure, Kotze. All I know is I let one fucking goal less in than the other guy at the other end of the ice. We tipped our rum and cokes together and slugged it down. But that's what he said to me. And I did that, that dog head thing. I go, I get it now. Just win. It didn't matter what his stats were.
Ottawa is in second place behind Tampa in the Atlantic. It's not like they're hurting that bad right now, Rick. I don't know.
Well,
I think the big question in Canada is fucking Edmonton. They're out of a playoff spot.
There's two big questions: Edmonton and Toronto. The two.
Yeah, well, especially Edmonton. They made 2 cup runs. Came a couple games short of winning it all. They're the greatest hockey player right now.
I like the Kings better.
I do, but he's probably the most talented. I mean, he's just talented and beyond all comparison. And I mean, now Hyman just got back though, right? Didn't Hyman just get back? He's only played
he got back like a week and a half ago.
5 or 6 games. Draisaitl. This team, I mean, I don't see this team going much further from here, not doing something, because how do you go from being 2 years in a row, almost winning it all, to the bottom of the barrel and not addressing the problem?
It's all about goaltending at Edmonton, period.
Exactly. You have to address it.
I pointed it out early in the year on our podcast here. Go look at the numbers last year when they lost to Florida and see what the numbers were when they won.
Absolutely.
And see what the numbers were when they lost.
Absolutely.
Hey, Kotze, you want to see something funny that goes with what you just said about Grant Fuhr? The kid Jacob Dobes in Montreal is 8-3. Mind you, he started 8-0 this season. But this is interesting to me. He's 8-3. He's gotten points in 10 out of 13 games he's played, but yet his save percentage is only .888, which is telling me Montreal was winning games 5-4, 6-5.
Yeah.
That's what's happening to Montreal right now. Their scoring is tailed back to normal, scoring 3 goals a game on an average, not 6, and the goaltending's weak.
Yeah, well, Ricky, it's doesn't change no matter what decade you're playing in hockey. When you're winning games, nobody pays attention to what your goalie gave up.
Right.
But as soon as you have a game like Edmonton the other night where they lost 1-0, then I'll go with Matty on this one. They should be blaming Draisaitl and McDavid when you lose 1-0. You know what I mean? So it's just the way it is. You know, you got to give and take on both sides of it. If your goaltender's winning, nobody cares. He could give up 6 goals a game. If you're winning games, who cares? But as soon as you start losing games, and you're giving up more, that's when they start pointing at the goaltender. They don't point at Draisaitl. They don't point at McDavid. They're not going to point at Bouchard, which I would.
You hate Bouchard, and I'm going to get to him in a minute. He was part of my rant for later.
Darnell Nurse is
this
terrible.
kid Cooley in Calgary's made a difference. Okay, he's came in. He's gotten 3 straight games. He's 3-0. His goals against average is 2.15. His save percentage is .920.
Wow.
Calgary found a goalie who's stopping the puck. They won what they win 4 in a row, Matty? They lost to the Preds the other
they
night.
got lit up by Nashville.
You have a goaltender
the other night against Nashville.
When
Stamkos
you have
got his 1,200 point.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, no, I watched the game. I'm
when
just
you
saying,
have a
but he wasn't
goaltender-
in net. Wolf was.
When you have a goaltender that your skaters in front of you look back and go, I trust this guy.
Well, you know.
All right. Well, I have a question for you, Kotzi. I have a question, and I mean this sincerely because I love to pick your brain. Who were the 2 goalies in your career that you played that you knew, no matter what, you had the utmost confidence in?
Confidence in?
Teammate-wise.
Kenny Reggett. We had some good runs there in Toronto with Kenny Reggett. Other than that, I can't really say. I'll give Greg Milne a little bit of a prop there. He was pretty good for a guy that was only like 5'9", 160.
Okay.
Wow.
You know,
I
but
was just wondering.
we were a bad team. We were a bad team, though, Ricky. So I really, he did the best he could. We were bad. But in Toronto, Kenny Reggett, who ended up backing up as a champion in Pittsburgh, remember? He won a few games for them in the playoffs those years, too. When Mikey, we used to call him Mikey because Mikey ate everything. When he was on, he was really fucking good. Trust me.
Does anybody remember Greg Millen's stint as a New York Ranger?
No.
Greg Millen, you ready? 2 games, 93-94 season, backed up Van Beesbroek when Richter held out. And then when Richter came back, they cut him. But, yeah, he was Ranger property and dressed for 2 games as a Ranger, never saw ice time.
That's some good info. I like stuff like that.
Well, something we didn't even bring up, Colorado's goaltending situation, Wedgwood getting hurt.
He's okay. He's day-to-day, isn't he?
Yeah, but still, I mean, honestly, Colorado, I was thinking they're such a juggernaut. You got Wedgwood and Blackwood, and Wedgwood's apparently the backup, even though Blackwood's played more. Wedgwood's played more games than Blackwood, but Blackwood's the starter. But both look like Vezina candidates and whatnot like that. That would have been an interesting situation if Colorado, having both these goaltenders being that loaded of roster. Imagine if they traded one of those guys. I mean, to a team like Ottawa,
think about what they did last year, right, Matty? This is what I'm saying. They started the year with Georgiev in their net, and they overhauled the whole thing. And both these guys, they've hit lightning with it, and they didn't wait to the trade deadline. This is what I'm saying. Like, you're reinforcing my point.
I mean, like, if you're Colorado, like, you have 2 goaltenders because, like we just said, how many around the league it's sub 900? Both these goaltenders are above 920, and they played multiple games in Blackwood and Wedgwood. Would it be interesting if they're healthy, if Colorado could trade one of them to a goal-starved team, maybe in the East, like in Ottawa?
See, I don't think they do that, Matty. And the only reason I don't think they do that, I don't think they do that because playoff time, you need 2 NHL quality winning goalies, and they built this whole team around having that right now. And getting rid of them I don't think it benefits them.
They have a third guy in there that can win. You don't think if you got an active player added to Colorado's depth, if you got you upgraded defense or you upgraded your forward group, trading your backup goalie as loaded as Colorado is, you wouldn't do that? You'd keep 2 goalies on that team?
I believe it's just me. I would rather go in with 2 solid NHL goalies and 5.5 solid NHL defensemen than go 6 defensemen and a goalie. And if he gets hurt, we have nobody.
I think, Matty, if you got a consensus amongst your people on your organization that you think your team's that close, then I would agree with you. But other than that, if you're him and Han about it, I agree with Ricky too. Though it's a great thing to have extra riches in your organization, and goaltending is always going to be the key in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
I don't care what anybody says. You can have McDavid's and McKinnon's and all this crap you want. If your goaltender is a big pile of Swiss cheese, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how many goals you score. You're not going anywhere. Well, like right now, Colorado, they got a riches in goal. They're kind of like the Rangers a little bit too. The goaltending's not a problem here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
All right, we're moving on. We got to move on. We'll talk about the hottest teams in the league right now. Obviously, we talked about Colorado. Nobody's hotter. Here now, I'm going to bring up some teams that we didn't talk about that we have to talk about. So we're, a lot of our predictions are a little bit soft right now, but so Colorado is 9-0-1 in their last 10. They're obviously the hottest team in the league. Any guess on who the second hottest team in the league is?
Minnesota.
Tampa.
Well, you both are right. They're tied for third. Tampa's number 2.
Minnesota had an overtime win.
Yep. Minnesota had put themselves back into it.
Minnesota beat Colorado. That's that one loss.
Yep. Well, they're 8-0-2 in the last 10. But nobody mentioned this team. Put themselves in there.
Detroit?
8-1-1 in the last 10. The Washington Capitals are second in the Metro.
I do that purposely. So.
Yeah, I heard that stat today on NHL radio, and I was kind of shocked because it's a very quiet 8-1.
I'm shocked too. Nobody saw that coming. I mean, let's say for what it is.
It's because they were so shit most of the year, Paulie. Come on, they were crap.
Yeah, and Detroit's is on a downside. They're 4-4-2 in their last 10.
Yeah,
but they are third of the Atlantic.
Every week it goes like this.
Yeah,
except for one team.
Well, Washington was, I thought they overachieved last year, obviously. I think Washington was very similar to the Rangers last year, where in 2024, how many Rangers had career years? Yeah. Washington in 2025 had a ton of people that had career years, and then they took a step back. The start of the season got off to a slow start, but they got a lot of talent too. They got a lot of young guys. I mean, I know everyone, the first thing you think of it in Washington, you think of Ovechkin, you think of Tom Wilson, you think of Carlson from that 2018 run. But they got a lot of young guys in there that are sprinkled in. They're going to be a good team for a while, even after Ovechkin leaves.
So, Tom Wilson's got 16 goals.
I was just going to say, Tom Wilson is playing all-star Team Canada quality hockey.
He'll be on that team.
Team Canada he'll be on that team. Third or fourth line.
He's got to keep those Tkachuk brothers in
Hey, Kathy, let me ask you a question, right? And I mean this. I love both. I would take both Tkachuk brothers tomorrow on any team I ever liked. I would drive them from Florida to here.
I'd take the one in Ottawa before I take the one.
Are either one of them even a good fighter in your opinion? Because I'll tell you what, I don't think either one of them could fight.
I think Brady's actually a little better.
Yeah.
No, Brady's better for sure, but he's not even a good fighter.
I think he's a little better fighter.
No, I'm saying I agree with you, but I'm saying I don't even think Mackey smacked them around. I've seen Brady lose more than win.
It's funny you say that. I watched the Trouba Tkachuk fight.
It was a good fight.
And I thought Trouba had the best of that fight.
Yeah, but it was a good
Trouba
fight.
Can fight, though. Trouba can fight.
Yeah,
but,
he can.
Katsu, you said Brady Tkachuk is better than Matthew Tkachuk?
Yeah,
I think he's a better team leader.
Absolutely. A better team leader. How could you say that when Matthew
Absolutely.
You think Matthew Tkachuk's the reason why they won?
Time out.
You think Matthew Tkachuk's the guy that goes under the dressing room, come on, boys, follow me?
Oh, really? Because Matthew Tkachuk was the guy who went from Calgary to Florida, changed that entire franchise around, 3 straight cups, 2 championships. That was all after the Matthew Tkachuk trade.
Yeah, there's a lot of pieces around that.
But you got Barkov, who's obviously the team leader on that team. You got Brizgalov, the goaltender.
You got Reinhardt.
You got Bennett, who had an outstanding playoffs. Bennett outplayed Tkachuk in the playoffs last year.
Yes or no?
Listen, I don't think he's as good as everybody thinks he is.
He was a 120-point guy. And
Brady's the better of the two, no doubt.
Brady's a better player.
They win.
Brady's the better player, no doubt about it.
How many rings does Brady have?
How many did Kachuk have when he was in Calgary?
We're not talking rings right now.
How many does Panarin have?
How many did he have?
That's irrelevant.
Hey, Matty, how many does Hank have, if that's your argument? How many rings does Hank have?
That's irrelevant to the topic. It's irrelevant to the topic.
It is not irrelevant.
Listen, yeah.
Brady Kachuk led his team to the playoffs literally just last season.
Brady Kachuk. Wait a minute, Matt. Let's slow down here. I got to jump in here. You're talking about apples and oranges. You're talking about Brady Kachuk, who took that team, captained that team, and they have been so slow in their build compared to Matthew, where they have so many layers.
It was a preset
they got
team.
Bennett. They got fucking what's his name? Barkov. They have so many layers of players. That team is what they are because of the layers, not because of Matthew Kachuk.
They were nothing. What did they do? What did
Brady's
Florida do?
better.
What did Florida do before Matthew Kachuk got there? Please tell me. Somebody tell me what Florida did. And they have
Matty, can I say something? Hold on one second. He's a phenomenal hockey player, Matt. He's great. I would walk Matt Kachuk here in a minute to be a New York Ranger. Nobody's questioning his skill. He's unbelievable. But he also has a much better surrounding around him. He also has a proven bunch of winners around him, and Brady does not. Okay? Brady's trying to be Brady's trying to be everything that Florida already has. I think that's what we're trying to tell you.
You couldn't even name an Ottawa Senator, okay?
Tim
I could name a whole bunch of Florida Panthers. I could name a whole bunch of Florida Panthers before Matthew Kachuk got there.
Yeah.
If you're asking me, I'll take Brady Kachuk over his brother.
Me too.
I'll take 2 championships over none.
Every day of the week. You're going to build an organization. I would love to
more physical
in Ottawa 3 years ago, okay? By himself. No Barkov, no Reinhardt, no nothing. I'd love to see how he would have turned that team around.
Yeah, he's not. I wouldn't build a franchise around Matt. I would build a franchise around Brady. No doubt. I would trade the entire Ranger organization.
That's what you said last year. I remember that.
I said it. I give you Fox. I give you Panarin. I'll give you my firstborn. I don't care. I will build around Brady Kachuk. He is a physical leader, drives the net, will drop the gloves. He's an old – you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of that old style power forward that I've longed for this team forever. He's just
a Rick Tocchet, Cam Neely type. Exactly what he is.
Cam Neely, Rick Tocchet, the Shanahan, that type of leader, just drive the net, drive people crazy, drop the gloves with anybody, man. And he's got great hands. The guy has great hands. We're talking about two guys, two different team structures, man. But if you're building a club, Matthew is not going to get you anywhere Brady would. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The Calgary teams that Matthew Kachuk was on, they weren't bad. They went to the playoffs. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think you're discrediting Matthew Kachuk a little bit. I mean,
I'm sorry. I disagree.
Listen, Brady Kachuk is
a good hockey player. Don't get me wrong, but he's not a franchise player like Brady is. Brady's a franchise player. Matthew is not. I'm sorry.
If you take Barkov and Reinhardt off that team, is he the leader? Is he going to lead the come on, boys? Let's go.
Yeah, Matt.
How many points do you lose with Barkov and Reinhardt?
He was more the captain.
Who had more points in the playoffs last year? Who had more points in the playoffs last year?
Team USA. Who was more the captain? Matthew Kachuk got Team USA going more than Brady did, dropping the gloves.
Matthew Kachuk's a great player, but he's not Brady Kachuk.
Yeah, Brady has more of the dynamic.
I'm like Ricky. I would take him in New York too, Matthew, but it's not.
I take either.
I would rather have Brady.
And it's not discredit.
That's it.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, don't absolutely.
It's a better all-around game. Matthew Kachuk doesn't have a great all-around game. Brady
He
Kachuk
plays all
does.
three facets. He plays power
No,
play,
he
penalty
doesn't.
kills.
No, he does. He's a cheap
Yes, he
shot
does.
artist. He
How many
never hits
games I've
anybody when
watched the
the
last
guy's
couple of years?
facing him. I watch him just as much as you do.
Oh, come on. Oh, then you know he plays on the penalty kill.
I feel like Brady has more of the intangibles, Matt.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to keep going through this, but I
That's
feel like
it.
he's
we're done. I want
All right,
Walter.
next
I want
subject.
Walter Kachuk. Walter Kachuk.
Hey, my favorite Ranger of all time.
Greg
That's
McKenna.
right. What do we got? We got 9/11, boys. So here we go. We're going to get into some Ranger conversation.
Yes.
It's time. Guys, I was out. I didn't see it. I had some business to handle. I didn't see the Tampa game. I was actually at work because it was an afternoon game. You guys got to tell me because I got to know, especially from this panel. Adam Fox gets injured.
You ready for it, Paulie?
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I'd love to take a look at it. I haven't even been able to really see it. I saw it. It usually takes a minute to come on over, so it'd be good. We're gonna play the clip. Here it is. It says "Happy Holidays" you sent me. Here we go.
Hit by Hagel. Kucherov was beating the Rangers in every spot, and here's the replay on the hit that
Oh man.
takes his hand off the
Watch
stick.
his shoulder cave in.
Make a play on the puck.
Straight in. AC joint. Straight out.
Doesn't matter to Brandon Hagel. He's going in. Kucherov shoots back
Where
in.
was the puck? Was the puck running
Fox.
around?
Hit
The
by
It's
Hagel.
up high along the top of the board.
Kucherov was beating the Rangers in every spot, and here's the replay on the hit that.
All right. So what I want to tell you is my source when he was leaving. Again, this is just hearsay, but usually I'm pretty right on this stuff. I wouldn't put my name on it. I was told that the AC joint popped out of place and it's going to require surgery. And if that's the case, the season's over. And I can test to that because I just had it done. I have the screws and the plates right here on the side of my neck with the piece of wire. They have to go in. They cut you. They drill you. They put a piece of wire through it. They pull it straight down. They cinch it. Take a rivet your shoulder together and pull that joint back into place. And when I tell you it's the most pain, I've broken my leg in 10 places. I've broken fingers. I've had my nose broken. I've never, ever experienced pain like an AC joint popping out.
You can't even roll over in bed, Paulie. I had it my first year in Hartford. I didn't have surgery, but I missed the last 2 weeks of the season because I ran into Steve Payne in Minnesota. He was a big, strong guy, 6'3", 218. And I knew right away that my AC joint was like slightly separated from, and the pain was unbearable. I tried to play through it. You wake up in the middle of the night because you roll over on it. It's worse than a separation. It's worse than a separation. Trust me.
Yeah,
it's worse because it lingers. It lingers unless you get surgery.
Barry Beck's career ended from it.
Let's talk about the hit, though.
Yeah.
Matt, what do you think about the hit?
Well, listen, I was on the Blue Note fan report. As I see Justin in the chat, I appreciate you. That we talked about this over there. Those guys do some great content, and I appreciate it. We got a couple of their people over there, so I appreciate that. I just want to give them a quick shout out. But as far as that hit goes, you could argue boarding 2 minutes. I don't think it was a major. Hagel obviously has a little bit of history. You know, Tampa and Florida, they had some bad blood, and he was right in the middle of that.
Well, wasn't Hagel knocked out last week by the Rangers?
Well, we're getting it. But we know with the Four Nations, right? He was on Canada, and, you know, he was mucking it up with Team USA as well, right? So Brendan Hagel is exactly an angel, right? The fact that whether it was clean, dirty, he went after one of the Rangers stars, and there was no goddamn response from any of the Rangers. They sat back and let their best defenseman, best offensive defenseman, you can argue defensively, but Adam Fox is their best defenseman, their highest paid defenseman. They let him get hurt, and not a single soul got in his face. Not anybody went after Kucherov. Not anybody went after any one of the Tampa Bay Lightning. And it's embarrassing because without Matt Rempe in this lineup, they are soft.
Matty, we agree 100% on this, and we talked about it, and Paulie, we chatted about it. But listen, Mike Sullivan, everywhere he has gone, the one knock on him as a coach is he has dismantled any kind of toughness on his team. And you could say this right now. There's guys like Connor Sherry, Radish. There's guys right now that could be playing in Hartford that are much bigger. We had Chernobyl up here, played a great 2 games, got into a scrap, had a great NHL debut, sent them right down. Robrek is tearing up Hartford, but he wants to play guys like Connor Sherry. And this is, I'll give 1 second, Paulie, and I'll shut up. This has been the mindset of the New York Rangers for the last 15 years. The last time the New York Rangers had a pack mentality, the guy sitting right above your head, right there, that guy, number 66, that's his birthday. He, Barry Beck, George McPhee, Ron Greshner, Andre Dory, you shit your pants coming into Madison Square Garden. Ever since then, and I'm an expert on this subject, and I will fight with anybody in the world about this, the New York Rangers have gone with one single guy in the gun. They load a 6-shooter with 1 gun. It was Colton Orr for years. It was Colton Orr and no one else. It was Nicky Fatiou for a while and no one else. It was Chris Nyland. They brought Chris Nyland in. It was Chris Nyland, no one else. Then they got Bugard. Then they got Brashear. But it was always one guy. And you know what makes winners? Matty, you were all over this. The Florida Panthers mug you 6-on-1. The Philadelphia Flyers this year, everybody, Zebras, he talks shit. They got 6 guys that'll jump you and beat the shit out of you with your eyes closed. I'm telling you right now, until the culture of the New York Rangers change, and it's not a millionaire's babysitting organization, and you get rid of this piece of shit Jed Ortmeyer as a player development person, and you get rid of Chris Drury as a general manager, because I'll be honest with you, he's over his head. He was inexperienced, and it's showing, and I don't like the way the New York Ranger team is built. They are softer than baby shit in an organization with the Islanders, the Flyers, and other teams, Ottawa, Montreal, all bigger, tougher, and stronger, and they will be pushed around every chance they get, and that hit will lead to other teams running players like Panarin because there's no response to it. I'm sorry, Paulie, I went over my time, but I'm done.
Go ahead, Paulie. You give me. I want to go last on this. Give me your 2 cents on what happened.
There's a couple areas I want to hit here. So that's the first time I really looked at the breakdown of that video. Now, Koch, I asked you, and I thought you had agreed with me. The puck was there. It was rimming around the higher part of the boards, right?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
So, I mean, if the puck's there, he's fair game. So it's a good hit.
Yeah.
Now, it looked like he clipped him on the side. So I wouldn't go with any boarding. I think that's a fair hit. If the puck's there, the puck's there. Adam Fox should have been more aware of, who's coming at you. I don't know. I'm disappointed with the play. Getting to the Goons' point and to Matty's point, I think the Rangers are definitely softer without Rempe. They definitely have Carrick, who is not afraid to fight whoever he has to fight. My first question to you guys, I think we were texting. I was at work, and I said, "Did anyone kill fucking Hagel?" Sorry for the language. That was my first question, because at the end of the day, whether it's good hit, bad hit, whatever, Matty, I agree with you. When you're running stars, somebody has to pay. Whether you go and run their stars because the play's over and it's a dead spot, and somebody's running after Kucherov or Point, or whoever else you have to go after, or Hagel, the next time he takes the ice, somebody needs to, swat him in the back of the leg and say, "Bitch, you're going to drop the gloves now because we got to talk."
Paulie, I bust balls a lot of times, right, Paulie? I bust balls about Henrik Lundqvist, but I'm being dead serious right now. But I'm being serious. How many times in Hank's poor career was that man run over, poked, hit, skated, and not a single person did a damn thing about it? It's the mindset of this organization to have one bullet in a 6-shooter.
Ricky, if you listened to our show the last 10 years, you would have heard that every show. Paulie and I talking about that. But okay, let me get my 2 cents in here. I don't agree that it was a cheap hit. I think it was a clean fucking hit all the way. And Adam Fox, shame on you not being aware. Plain and simple. You put yourself in a position. He didn't run him. He didn't charge him. He didn't do anything wrong, Hagel. Now, that being said, there's only 4 players on that roster, if I'm playing, that you cannot touch. One is Shesterkin. The other one's Quick. The other one's Adam Fox. And like it or not, you don't touch Artemi Panarin. Everybody else is fair fucking game. They should have responded. I keep hearing about Borgen being a tough guy. I ain't seen it since the beginning.
Nope.
Okay, somebody should have had a talk with Hagel. And by the way, I would take Hagel on our team any day.
Oh, absolutely.
Any day.
Better than Brady Chuck.
Somebody should have went by their bench and said, the next time you do that, you fucking die. That's all there is to it. Plain and simple. Even if it's just verbal barrage. It puts something in that guy's head. But nobody did a thing.
So, Cots.
Well, no.
And this
Time
is
out. Wait, man, you got to wait.
This is notorious for the Rangers, as Ricky said. Answering the bell when you need it. Your 4 top guys need to be protected, period. End of story.
Matty, I promise I'll let you jump in 1 second. I want to ask the former player, though, because this is the component we need. Kotze, you played the game. You just said it. I mean, obviously, I didn't play at the professional level. My first thought was if I was a player on that team, my next shift, when I see Hagel, I got to fucking slash on him, and I got to go up to him, and I'm going to start some kind of shit with him. Why is it – now, that's just me, right? You're a former player. You said the same thing. How is it that the 20 guys on that team, somebody doesn't grab Hagel or somebody and say, somebody got to pay the price here? You just said it. There's 4 guys on the team that should never be touched. Now, if those 4 sitting here know that, how is that not streamed through the players?
It's the way the game's been changed, Paulie, the last 20, 30 years. I told you a long time ago. I watched a game. Remember, Paulie, when Shane Churla got cross-checked from Pavel Bure. And right there and then I said to myself when I saw that live, this game has changed when a superstar is able to take liberties with a bona fide tough guy because the bona fide tough guy can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Listen, there's 4 guys here right now. Each one of us would have went after somebody. I would have went after Kucherov the next shift.
Absolutely.
I would have went right after him and said,
Kotze.
You little piece of shit. Your guy ran our guy. I'm running
Wait. Matty, give me 1 second. I only have 1 sentence. Just think of the culture of this team, and I'm going to sum it up in 1 second. Matt Rempe had to ask fucking permission to fight Ryan Reeves in Toronto last year at center ice. He looked like a little boy asking his daddy, is it okay? And he had to get a yes from the bench. The New York Ranger organization is bred to be bunch of P words, which I won't get graphic on here, but they're a bunch of sissies. And I will tell you this right now. It's an organizational problem. We play dangle. We don't play north-south. And we got 3 guys who drop their gloves, and they get punished when they do it. And Rempe asked permission to have a fight at the NHL, and he was the laughingstock behind the scenes.
Ricky, listen, I was nowhere near like as scale of fighter as Rempe or some of the toughest guys that I played.
You would have beat the shit out of Rempe.
I'm gonna say this flat out. That's the worst thing could happen to a guy that has to fight once in a while, is where he has to think about it rather than just do it.
Because your emotions are getting in the way. You got to calm down.
Spontaneity is what you need when it comes to fighting. Okay? Not, oh, God, can I? No, you can't have that.
Yeah,
that's I played one professional game in a professional hockey league, and I got banned for life for fighting. And I didn't waste 1 fucking second. I fought Rick Bennett, former New York Ranger first-round pick. And let me tell you something. In the emotion of a game, and you know this better than anybody, you've had more fights in the NHL than I can dream I could have ever had. You cannot stop the flow of that anger to look for an okay.
No, I agree. It's not
but
right.
This is
it's
this team.
Right.
It's driving me crazy. Matty said it the best too. Where is somebody to go run fucking Kucherov? Where is somebody to listen? You got a chance? Run their fucking goalie. You're down 4-0.
One person to blame. You want to know who's to blame? I've been holding this in. You guys keep cutting me off. I've been holding this in.
I'm not cutting you off.
It's the captain, JT Miller. Because you want to know why? He has a history of being fiery. He has a history of dropping the gloves. He has a history of being tough, gritty, and whatnot like that. And guess where all that went once he got the C on his sweater?
To the
Nowhere.
bank.
He
To the
hasn't
bank.
done anything.
Maddie, what do I call JT
No,
Miller? What does
let me
JT stand
finish,
for?
Hckey. Let me finish, because he hasn't done anything that's warranted to see this entire season. His play offensively has been atrocious. His play defensively, as we've seen, has been atrocious. The extracurriculars that you could do, getting a little snarl, getting a little sandpaper, there's nothing. Hey, you guys can crap on Jacob Trouba, but hey, that year that he threw the helmet, that changed the whole season around in 2022 because he showed a little fire.
Matt,
Where
you're
is
right.
that from JT Miller? You put the C on his sweater, and he hasn't done a damn thing with it.
That should have been a pack mentality situation, though.
Yep.
Okay?
You got to lead with somebody.
It
Somebody's
should
got
have
to be
been
the
a
leader.
pack mentality situation where even a guy that doesn't fight should have attacked Hagel. Okay?
And that's where you earn the respect of your teammates.
I tried to hit Gretzky a bunch of times cleanly, no question. Okay, and I got him a couple times, but I also knew that if I fucking KO'd him or did something really stupid against him, a guy like Glenn Anderson, who would never fight, would come off the bench and fight me. Okay? You got to protect the beef of your roster. Starts with your goaltenders, then it goes to your next two guys. After that, you're all fair game now. I'm not.
But someone has to lead the charge, and it should be your captain.
Maddie, I hate to say this. This is going to break my heart to say this, right?
Ricky, man.
No. This is going to break my heart to say this, right? And I'm going to give a team credit. Look at what the New Jersey Devils did the other night.
Yeah.
Dylan got knocked the F out, to quote the movie Friday. Damn, you got knocked out. He got knocked out, and every player on that Devil team went into a mindset of, we're going to revenge this, and we're going to drop our gloves. Whether every scrum the rest of that period, somebody was in somebody's face.
Right? Guys like that, some of those guys would never fight. I saw
it. Well, that's my question. My question is I don't understand how we all
brought up, Paulie. I can't explain it to you. It's a different group of people, the way they think now. It's, they make millions, so they don't want to hurt themselves. You know what I mean? If you gave the guys in the 80s and the 70s the millions today, they'd be fighting every day because we could pay the fines, no problem.
Kotze, again, your team, we're going to draw a level right here with the New York Rangers of your team. Second to none ever.
I'll do it right now. Barry Beck, Eddie Hospodar, myself, Tommy Laidlaw, Ron Greshner, Ron Duguay, Eddie Johnson, the Maloney brothers. You tell me which
Andre Dory.
You tell me which one of us would turn our backs.
None of you. And Walter Kachuk would have dropped his gloves too if he was still there. I'm just saying, I'm saying, and I'm going to sum this up. I know Paulie gets mad at me. I go on my fight rants. But we brought in Derek Brugard. The guy was a shell of himself. He was a drug addict. No offense to Derek. He's dead. God rest his soul. We brought in Donald Brashear. 15 years past his prime, couldn't do anything.
You know what? That guy was a great fighter for a long time, and then when he got to us, you're right. He was not a good fighter.
He was done. Well, look, where I'm going with this was we had Andre DuPont in this organization. We traded him. We had the Plager brothers in this organization. We got rid of them. We had Steve Durbano. We got rid of him. Emil Francis stripped the New York Rangers and took it up his ass for 20 years on toughness. Then the 80s came around, and it was always, let's pick up somebody on waivers, and it was Mike Caluso. They cut him before the first game of the season. Willie Plett, they cut him the first game of the season. He never got the dress for the Rangers. He went to Boston, played 4 more years. Then they went and got Rick Chartrand. A guy played like 4 games. They guys come here and take a paycheck and don't do what they're known. Even Chris freaking Nyland, the craziest guy in the league. Watch the documentary, The Last Guardian. He goes, I came to New York. I didn't like it. I didn't want to be there. I didn't play with the same emotion. The man physically came out and said, fuck New York. It's time we hold these guys accountable. Just there is not good enough for JT Miller. He cannot lead this team. Trocheck is the captain of this fucking team. Okay? Then you got, look at the last 2 weeks. Igor has gotten frustrated and come out of the crease 2 or 3 times. Like, oh no.
The bottom line, though, is, guys, it just cannot happen again. And if it does, then it's shame on everybody on that bench.
And somebody's got to make it happen.
And Matt, you brought it up 2 shows ago. It's time. I hear Rempe. We need Rempe back. I don't care what anybody says. You need him back.
Can't even get a report.
You need them
20
back.
games.
All that down the hall in that visiting team dressing room. Everybody gets the lineup for the night, eh? We all get it. We all used to read it. Holy shit, Rempe's in the lineup again tonight. That's what guys are thinking in their head. I'm not going to say it out loud, but they're thinking about it. Trust me.
And you know what? That kid,
Well, look, we watched it the
that
first
kid
game
is
of the
more
year with the
strong.
Islanders. They were all shying away from the kid. The defenseman wouldn't even let – Schaefer wasn't allowed to touch the puck if Rempe was on the ice. He makes a difference. But it's not just that. It's Edstrom. It's Carrick. Those guys can play physical. Stop stripping them of the physicality of their game, man.
Well,
it's got to be a mindset that changes with this team.
I want to move forward a little bit here. We're running on time. So I got my ups and downs with the New York Rangers. We're going to go around the horn here a little bit and talk about it. So my question mark for the Rangers right now, there's 2 question marks. I want to talk about Edstrom's game because you brought that up. I don't feel he's been as physical as he can be, especially with that frame, with that body. We'll talk about that in a minute because I just want to kind of go through this. How desperate the Rangers are looking to get Rempe back for a lot of different reasons. Positives on the team right now, I think Zibanejad has been playing the best he's played in a long time. I think he's played with more emotion, a little more physicality, and a lot more awareness. Gavrikov, we got to talk about him because he's really making a difference now. And then, as you said, the downs, the power play, we got to talk about what are they going to do without Fox, and then Miller and Laffey. So let's go around here. You get 30 seconds to a minute on Edstrom. Ricky, we'll start with you. I know you're high on Edstrom. I have not been real high this year with Edstrom's game.
Well, he came back from being benched, and he scored 2 goals in 2 games, and he was getting a regular shift. At one point during one of the games, he was bumped to the third line to play with our boy Laba for a couple shifts because he was generating offense. And then the next thing you know, they're buried. I don't think the fourth line carries the weight that it did when you had Rempe in the lineup and those 3 guys gelled. It's not the same with Carrick, Edstrom, and Niesbanger, or Carrick and Edstrom and Ratshit. The line is not the same, okay? There's a dynamic, okay? The Philadelphia Flyers had Solaski for a reason, because him and Schultz, they were together. Edmonton played a line with Hunter, right? You know, you had Mark Hunter centering Semenko and McSorley. There's a groove that these guys get into, and it's not there for the New York Rangers. Adam Edstrom is a guy.
By the way, Ricky, Selesky was a pussy once he got traded.
So was Schultz. But
I fought Schultz in Rochester.
I want video of that one. I want to see that one.
I wish I had it.
They're just saying, and what I'm saying is, guys have certain roles, and Sullivan's not developing them. I'm down on Sullivan already. Edstrom is a guy who should be getting power play time in front of that net, okay? The biggest mistake at the start of the year, and I loved it because I laughed, was Rempe on power play, right? Great. You're giving the kid a chance. But you know who deserved that chance with much better hands and talent was Edstrom, okay? Edstrom's not getting a chance to not be a fourth liner. And as far as defensively going, you know, Fox is out. What are we going to do right now? This is
Wait, we're gonna move on to that. I want everyone to get their shot at Edstrom.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Maddie, go ahead. Edstrom, I feel like his play I think his physical part of the game has changed. And then just give your overall on this game right now.
Yeah, I like Edstrom when he plays. I think there's been a couple of games where he's played less than 10 minutes, and I don't know, when you're not playing penalty kill time or power play time, like Ricky said, it's kind of hard to really stand out. And playing less than 10 minutes is not really, you can't really do too much. As far as the physical aspect, this was kind of his chance with Rempe out of the lineup to kind of show, like, hey, listen, I could be another big boy here at 6'7", where Rempe's 6'8", and kind of shying away from that. I'm a little disappointed in that effort. I think Carrick is almost getting tired of being just 6 foot, 200 pounds, and having to go after these guys 6'4", 6'5" that are bigger. He's still got the grit, but you really can't expect him to do that. I was really a little more optimistic with Edstrom, but I guess he's really that second big guy where Rempe takes all the heat and he can kind of slide in and be more physical with Rempe in the lineup. But if he wants to stay in the league, he's got to learn to be a little more physical, because if Rempe's not there, he needs to be that big body, that presence to let the other team know. It doesn't have to be as hard hitting or drop the gloves like Rempe, but he's got to be in there in a little bit more of an.
Got to smash some defensemen for sure. Kelsey, what are your thoughts?
And Freddie Sherrill told me and Tommy Laidlaw our rookie seasons. He brought us into the office and he said, "Chris, what did you weigh in at?" And I said, 218. How tall are you? 6'3". Tommy, how big were you? He goes, 224, 6'2". What can I do best to help this team to start the season? We didn't need a chalkboard. I didn't need somebody to whisper in my ear. It meant to be physical. Now, this is I'm putting this towards Edstrom. Edstrom, I think, played his whole career as a big guy wherever he came from in Europe, and he has some good hands. And he's got great skating ability, but he's playing on a third, fourth line. Matty said it the best. Rempe's out of the lineup. Time to step up and fill the void.
Agreed.
That's how you ingratiate yourself to the team. And guess what happens when you do that? Rick Tocchet's a perfect example. He fought everybody for a year and a half. How did he turn into a 50-goal scorer? Geez, you think he had the skill right away? No. Guys didn't want to check him anymore.
Yeah.
And on Edstrom, I'll give Edstrom one benefit of the doubt, though. When you're a third, fourth liner, Matt said it too, there's no consistency as to how many minutes you're going to get a game. It's just the way it is. It's the way hockey is. When you're labeled a third, fourth line guy.
Or Kotze, never mind consistency on a game. What about the fact that you don't even know you're going to be in a lineup, even if you have a good game with this coach? If you're a fourth liner, he's not loyal. Berard came up, and he's been the best player for 2 weeks, and you know he's dying to scratch the kid. You just know it.
Ricky, I'm not disagreeing with you guys. What I'm trying to say
I'm
is
agreeing with what you're saying. I know you.
When you're labeled as a third, fourth liner, it's easy to pick on you and pull you out, pull you in. That's all I'm saying. It's easy for the coach.
I think Matty said it best, and I agreed, and that's where I was going with this. I think that with Rempe out of the lineup, and that's why I added them, I think it was Enstrom's time to listen. We know Enstrom's not going to drop the gloves.
Step up and
he is not. Exactly. He's not banging. He's not crashing the way he could and he should. He's got some good feet, too. He can get up and down the ice. He's no slouch. The guy's got skating ability. He's got some hands, but it's time for him to bang and crash and make some defensemen pay for it. But we got to move on to the next subject because I kind of want to move back and forth here. My personal opinion, I want to add real quick. I thought Schneider had probably his best game last night, and we'll talk about that. But Zbad, I feel like Mika. I feel like this year Mika has shown a lot more than he showed last year. I think he showed more heart. I think he's even been more physical. I think he looks confident. I think his game, and I remember Kotze and I talked a couple of years back, and Kotze said, listen, this team's going to go as Zbad goes. And I think Zbad, I really feel like he's going again a little bit. And I'm pretty excited to see that. Maybe not getting the full result and maybe a little bit slower than he's been in the past. But Kotz, we'll start with you. What do you think?
I've said it to you. It looks like he cares a little more this year. You know what I mean? The plus minus is still a problem on him, but he looks a little bit more interested this year. That's how I'm going to do it. I'll leave it at that. Make it quick.
Matty, go ahead.
Yeah, I think numbers-wise, he's actually probably projected to be less than he did last year. He had 62 points last year. He's also been robbed a ton early in the season. There's been like 5 or 6 shots I could just think of offhand where a goalie made a grade A phenomenal save. But Mika's has been okay. I think where he's really impressed me is the physical department. Like Kotze said, he needs to improve on the plus-minus. He's playing the wing. He's playing the center, so he's kind of doing a lot of different roles. He's been okay. I think a lot of guys in that top 6 need to step up a little bit more. He's one of them, but he's definitely not the bottom of my list for sure. So he's been okay. I give him a C so far. Satisfactory.
Ricky, I gotta jump in. We need a John Bednarski in the comments section.
I saw that. I commented.
Go ahead, Rick. Z-Bad, what's your thoughts on him?
I think he's more engaged. I think he is looks a little bit more determined. I think he knows the heat's on him this year. I don't think he liked being booed at the end of last year. But I'll say this, and this is I'm giving him a B-, okay, a little higher than Matty because I just think he's carried us on certain nights. But guys, has there ever been a guy in the NHL as talented as him who misses more shots? The puck bounces. He misses the net by 12 feet. He drills it right into his own guy's chest. His shot is the most inaccurate shot I have ever seen for a superstar. And I just think that either he's horse bitten or snake bitten, or there's just something. But he could have at least. I said it to you the other night, Matty. Remember, he had 2 goals. He should have had 5 goals tonight. He couldn't hit the net. But I think he's much more engaged, and I'll take this Mika over last year Mika any day.
Snake bitten, Ricky. The whole team's snake bitten up front to score.
Oh my God!
No, I don't believe that, Kotze. I don't think they're snake bit. I think there's a lack of effort. Effort and snake bit are 2 different things. I don't think we're getting an effort from Miller. Sorry,
I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing about the final total. Who leads the team in goals? How many has he got?
Cooley, 8.
Yeah.
That's snake bitten.
How many? Let me ask you a question. How many goals has JT Miller scored where he shot the puck this year?
Probably more than he has.
No, he's not scored a goal where he shot the puck. He's
Yeah.
deflected the puck off of Mika's pass every single
My
time.
point is this, Ricky. They're all snake bitten this year when it comes to scoring.
We thought Radish was the next
scoring
Gretzky.
level. The scoring level is not very good at the offensive.
Totally agree. Remember, 3 weeks ago, we all had our hopes up that Radish was our next superstar. Just think about that.
Last night when we were texting, I said this team is cooked. The reason I said that was you said it best. You want to talk about snake bitten? I mean, listen, that was a gutsy win last night. They did a lot of good things.
They played good last night.
They did, and I will give them that. But how many opportunities? You talk about opportunities. Laffy, Cooley. There was so many opportunities. Look at the goal that Cooley actually scored. It was more of a fluke goal than it was a good goal when he was trying to deflect that power play and just it looked like they worked so hard to get what they got when they did have plenty of opportunity. They played a good game. Don't get me wrong, but the finish it seemed like they could not finish last night. They got it done, but you can't. You're not going to get it done like that game in and game out. The last subject that I have, and then we'll kind of run over a couple other things, was Fox out of the lineup. We saw the power play last night, guys. Ricky, we're going to start with you on this one. Obviously, going with five forwards, Panarin back there, what Fox would usually be. The first power play was just absolutely atrocious. I don't even think they got a shot. And it looks like the teams are smart enough to know to put the pressure on. What do you think has to change there? Do you think they should continue with the 5? Or what's your suggestion for that power play?
Two points I would change on the power play. One, I don't think the Rangers move the puck enough down low. Up top, they love this pass where they go defenseman, winger, back and forth from 60 feet out. I want to see the puck 10 feet out, fed from a bumper to the slot and a shot. I want to see a lot more of ping and a lot less of ding, looking like we're watching Pog from 1979 on a computer. I also thought we traded for a kid that was supposed to run power play 1 in the future in Morrow. Either let's admit the kid's not NHL ready and say, he's not going to play, or get him down in Hartford and let him play 25 minutes a night and get him ready. I think the New York Ranger organization signed a really good guy to play with Fox, right? And the guy has shown some offensive skill. Give him a shot on the power play right now. I don't want to play 5 forwards. I don't trust this team enough not to give up shorthanded goals because 1, they're not passing the puck well, and 2, they miss too many shots, and it's going to create many 2-on-1s where a defenseman's going to pinch and they're going to get burned, and he's not a defenseman and he's not going to be able to catch up. I don't like the 5 forwards. 4, I'm okay with. 5, I think it's 1 too many.
Matty.
Yeah, Ricky kind of stole my thunder there. Scott Morrow's got to be on power play 1, in my opinion. You need a defenseman on there. And same old Rangers. We're going to play the veterans. We're not going to play we're not going to give the kid a chance. Adam Fox is out of the lineup. And that was my big concern coming into this year, that Adam Fox was our one offensive defenseman. We were rolling our 6 defensemen out. That was
remember.
like I didn't like Schneider on power play 2, and I certainly don't think Schneider should go on power play 1. But when Mara wasn't one of the original 6 to be on the team as a defenseman, that all of a sudden now with Fox out, Mara's got to play that power play 1, plain and simple. Give the kid a chance. He played 10 games in Carolina, had 5 points. As a defenseman, that's not bad. He was a 21-year-old rookie last year. But he was playing in the regular season too, but he also played in the playoffs. Give the kid a chance, plain and simple. As far as the technique goes, I like Cooley in front of the net. You know, Zibanejad and Panarin are going to go there and dangle and fire shots up there. I don't know what JT Miller is doing exactly, but they need to figure something out. This power play is so used to having Chris Kreider in front of the net that obviously he's not here anymore. He was kind of the guy to either screen the goalie so shots could go through or make key deflections, and they just don't got that right now. So unfortunately, they're going to have to figure it out. And I thought Quinn was this power play guru. Boy, power play looks god-awful this year, so we'll see.
Kotze. What do they got to do?
Listen, the easiest thing in hockey is to kill a penalty when the power play, all they want to do is pass the puck. The 4-man box doesn't break down when you pass the puck around. Doesn't break down. We just stand there. You're not making me move to you. The Rangers play too much patty cake pass shit, period. End of story. You need a boomer on the blue line, a guy that can actually drive the puck with a shot to the net. Gavrikov might be the guy. I want a guy that can actually shoot the puck hard at the top of the blue line.
When
he has an open lane, fire the damn puck. That way there, whether it hits the goaltender or it gets deflected or blocked, somebody in that 4-man box has to move. Now he's out of position. That's how you attack a penalty kill. You don't attack it by playing Euro style back and forth. Euro style. Oh, I could shoot now, but I got to make one more pass. Oh, no, we'll pass it one more time. And by the time you pass it across, somebody breaks their stick on a one-timer. You know what I mean? Think about what I'm saying here, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, Kotze, was it me and you?
If you play a 4-man box and all they do is pass around, I'm not moving as a defenseman. I don't have to move. You're not threatening me.
Right.
You got to get a shot on goal. That's why you plant a big ass in front of the net. You get a guy that drills it from the point, and that's it. You go from there.
Kotze, was it me and you or me and Maddie who had this conversation about a week ago where I said I wanted to see Matty Robinson take some power play time because
he can drill it.
Every single time he gets the puck, he shoots it. I think I was talking to you, Maddie, because I was making some bets.
I do not understand. Listen, I don't understand NHLers today why they act so unselfish when they have an opportunity to shoot in an open lane. Why am I passing it to you when I got a chance?
Yeah, I like the good old-fashioned power play of take the shot and get a rebound.
It's that European influence that's been around for 20, 25 years now. We got to score that goal. That's not just a goal. It's got to be a highlight goal. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck the highlight goal.
It goes back to the Russians and making the lead.
On the off the rebound, well, you can call it a rebound, but it got through him, and you're following up.
It just drives me nuts.
I don't know who talked about it last night. I don't know if it was Dave Maloney or if it was Valaket, but good point, and I'm with you guys. I think it's so important now without Fox, and the reason I brought this up was without Fox, they have to simplify this power play.
Exactly.
100%. I agree. You need a guy in front. You need somebody in front no matter what, okay? And you need to blast it from the point. And I think it was Valaket said scoring goals off of a broken play, that's what you're looking for in the power play because you're out manning that team, right? So be down low, be ready for the rebounds, and let's win puck battles to win the broken plays. That's what that power play should be about, because you don't have the leader in Adam Fox. Because there's plenty of players that can carry the puck over the blue line. But Panarin can do it, Vanacek can do it, and Lafreniere can actually do it.
And any offensive player that's on a power play, when there's a shot on goal and your goalie makes a save, but there's a rebound, they all react. So you know what happens? The defense has to react too.
Sure.
The top two forwards at the box have to react too. Then now that box is broken a little bit because somebody has to go around.
Yep. Am I wrong about this, Kotz? But every level I coached at, from street hockey to ice hockey to roller hockey, when I had a power play, if my guys ended that power play with possession in the O zone and 0 shots on net, I flipped the next power play. I didn't play them next time out. Because there's no excuse to have a man advantage, have a puck in a zone for 35 to 45 seconds, and not get a shot on net.
Yeah, that drives me absolutely bananas.
If I was coaching today and we set our power play up and I got to see it for 10 or 20 games like the Rangers have done now, whatever, almost 30 games, I would call the guys in and I would show them video. Why the fuck didn't you shoot the puck there?
Right. Break it down. Yep.
Like, what are you fucking thinking?
Yeah.
Well, you want a tap-in goal on the side of the net for Panarin when you're 20 feet out in front of the net? That's the kind of shit I would say to my players. Why the fuck are you passing the puck when you got an opportunity to score, a serious opportunity to score, as Valaket always says about great chances? You know, like, I don't understand that. Shoot the damn puck when you have an open lane and you think you can score. Don't pass. Plain and simple.
Hey, guys, I got a quick question. I watched the Dallas feed last night because, like I said, I had to watch the replay of the game. Did Dave Maloney do color last night, or was he not in this?
Yes, he did.
He did. Yeah. What's going on with Maloney getting, like,
is
he being punished for his comments against the referees?
No. That's all crock of shit. He's only contracted to do 50 to 51 games.
Okay.
That's the story. Okay.
It makes sense. I mean, I was just wondering because it just seemed like he got on that one game where he really ripped the refs, and then he wasn't in the booth for 3.
He burped out an F-bomb too.
That's okay. I do too. But it's.
I like Boyle. I think Boyle does a good job.
I talked to a former teammate of mine, and I asked him, and that's the story. He's only contracted to do 50 plus games.
Do you know that it wasn't originally Boyle? The guy who they contracted to do the odd games was Callahan, and then he announced his retirement. He stepped away for family reasons, and that's how Boyle lucked into the position.
Boyle does a good job.
Boyle's good. I like the other guy too that fills in for Kenny Albert. He's great too.
I think he's better than Kenny.
I think Chris should have done. The color. That would have been awesome.
Hey, real quick before we go off the air, I want to have my one Don Cherry moment. I want to have my one Don Cherry moment for the week.
All right, you're down the last 2 minutes. Go.
30 seconds. The reason the NHL and the New York Ranger power play sucks is because Lou Lamoriello broke the wall down and brought all these Russian commies into the league who have to throw 9 passes around, the Fab Five and everything else that these guys do, and the North American game has been compromised. Well, watch the last 2 weeks of the NHL. There's been more fights in the last 2 weeks in the NHL than the last 2 years combined. Physicality and North-South hockey has come back, and it took 10 years for the North American style to come back to North America. And teams better wake up real quick and start drafting big bodies that can skate this way because the game has changed.
Hear, hear.
Well, listen, if I might add to that, you know what, Rick? I do agree with you. We've been fighting this for Kotze and I have been fighting this for a very, very long time. But I will tell you what, we looked last year, we've looked around, look at what's winning Stanley Cups. It's more of that old-fashioned North American style, drive the net, be in front, aggravate people, bang bodies. It continues to win. This European style is real pretty. It looks real nice. Might bring a couple of fans. It makes the highlight reel, but it's yet to really win, right? It's the old style, ugly, in your face. I'm never going to give up. And it's that Paul Maurice. That was beautiful. That's one of my favorite things. He says, you fuckers want to make plays. Fuck the plays. bang their D so they got nothing left in Game 7. That says it all to me. It's still old-fashioned North American in-your-face hockey that's going to win the games that matter. So at the end of the day, if I'm a GM, you could talk about all this happy, fancy shit. We know what wins games. And at the end of the day, the Europeans will never stand up to the in-your-face, bang, crash, gonna hack you, gonna slash you, gonna grab you, and I'm gonna let you know how we're playing hockey today. It's never gonna outwork. It's never gonna out. The North American style is about outworking, not outskilling, and that still wins hockey games, and it still wins championships.
Play miserable hockey. Play miserable hockey, but protect your key players.
That's it. That was my 2 minutes, Matty. Go ahead.
That's it for me. Play miserable hockey. Be miserable. Okay. Be miserable. Be physical. Be nasty. Be this. But make sure the guys that lead the team in offense do not get touched.
Right.
Okay, here we go. So tomorrow's game against Ottawa is the biggest game of the Rangers season shooting. Obviously, you're playing a team that's right there neck and neck with the playoffs. It's a 4-point swing. If you win versus Ottawa win, maybe the game goes into overtime, whatever. So the game versus Ottawa tomorrow night is probably the biggest game of the season. After that, you have 8 of the next 10 are against Western teams. Not that those games aren't important, but these games head-to-head against teams you're competing against. Okay, something we didn't touch on. Cooley, Laba, Berard got to stay together. That line was very good last night. Hopefully, Rempe comes back with Edstrom and Carrick, so your bottom 6 looks solid. The Rangers are a top 6 away from really, assuming their current top 6 picks it up, they're top 6 forward away from being one of the best teams in the Metro. And if they do that, they could beat anybody in the East, which is Sturkin behind net. Okay? They're not far off, but they can go either way. They're on the teeter right here. They need to put it together. They need some leadership out of JT Miller that's just not there right now.
Agreed.
Why he has to see, it's beyond me. But honestly, Sullivan needs to put in the right lineups. They need to put these guys that want to go after it, want to play. And the most concerning thing for me right now, the top 6 isn't getting 5-on-5 goals. They're not. Mm-hmm. And they're not getting power play goals either. The 3 goals they scored last night, and it was a great win, because it was the first time they scored a goal with an empty net since March of 24. So we're coming in on, it's December now. That is 21 months, almost 2 years. Okay. The 3 goals they scored were off the penalty expiring. Susie kind of bangs one in, right? Okay. So that was kind of fluky. Then you had Cooley with an empty net where he just throws one at the net. And then you had an overtime goal. So none of that is really 5-on-5. None of that is your top 6, first line, second line, whatever scoring. All kind of, like I said, situational goals. I'll take them, but that's the one thing I am super concerned with our top 6. We are not getting 5-on-5 goals. We're not even getting power play goals. We're struggling to score. And listen, we beat Dallas, who's a good team, but there's a lot to be concerned about. So we'll see if the team can put it together.
I got a question before we all go. If, for some crazy reason, the offense starts clicking, like they should, they played up to their level of whatever they've done before, would they be a team that you might not want to face in the playoffs?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Because of the goaltending.
And the defense. If they play the proper lines, right, where you got down the middle, let's just say,
just
like I said,
put up to what their standards are.
Right, but you add a legitimate, because you have 2 first-round picks, you add a legitimate top 6 to,
Matty.
You have any line combinations you want. You have, Zibanejad, Lafreniere, Trocheck, Panarin, Miller, and then let's just say Alex Tuch, Forsberg, whoever, right, to that top 6. And then you have Cooley, who's able to be more physical on the third line, Laba, Berard. I love that combo. And then you have Edstrom, Rempe, Carrick on the 4th line to bang.
All right, Matty, real quick. You nailed the player 2 weeks ago, you gave me a player to watch, and I've been watching him, Sherwood from Vancouver, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Guy hits
Okay, so
everything. He hits
now-
everything and he scores.
Yeah.
And we
Now
traded Vancouver all
now
the time.
I reached out to a couple people here in Nashville and a couple scouts I know, and the report I got is the Rangers have not even kicked the tires. The 2 leading candidates right now are the Philadelphia Flyers because he loves Rick Tocchet and loves playing for Rick, and the Boston Bruins are willing to give up a number 1 and an NHL-ready prospect for him. So I'm told Boston is the leader, and the deal he's asking for is 6 years, $5.5 million. That's what I was told today.
And Boston has 2 firsts from Toronto, and that Toronto first right now looks pretty good. So that deal could probably get done pretty easily if they wanted to with Vancouver.
All right, boys. Take